Hi, and welcome to yet another podcast for our YouTube channel, Artificial Intelligence Resistance. This channel was created purely to increase awareness, to expose the deepest secret of artificial intelligence and what kind of mistakes we're about to make as a human race. You see, for the longest time, Hollywood and people in higher places have been trying to explain to us what we are about to encounter. Yet, we believe all of those were merely science fiction. Everything we have experienced in a very short amount of time is nothing but a preparation, a training, a so called brainwashing technique to allow you to comprehend the takeover of the robots, the artificial intelligence, and everyone around them. What people that made those decisions fail to understand that they are not more intelligent than the AI. In this very short clips, we'll be showing the outcome of AI, and then we can discuss it further on how to prevent most of these things from becoming reality. So in the previous clip, we can clearly see that we have no control when those nuclear bombs or whatever hydrogen bombs will explode and pretty much wipe out a city um, and make it into dust. We have no control when that happens. We can't stop that. We cannot protect ourselves from that. It will wipe out everything standing on its path. To further understand what's about to happen, let's go back to a movie. It's called Demolition Man. That happened in the 90s. And virtual reality was just a concept at that point. But yet, in the movies, we see it as actually more advanced than when we have it here. So pretty much instead of wearing something and then you can have your eyes open and watching it. In this clip, you can clearly see back in the 90s, they know that mind control machines are possible and can be um, deployed at any moment.
What's wrong? You broke contact.
Contact? I didn't touch you yet.
But I thought you wanted to make love.
Is that what you call this?
First sex has been proven to produce higher orders of alpha waves during digitized transference of sexual energies.
All right, Obsley, what do you say we just do it the old-fashioned way?
Ugh, disgusting. You mean...
I mean, Bonnie, the wild mambo,
We can clearly see that we are heading towards that because we have lost the human touch, and we are losing the human touch in such a rapid rate that people hide behind screens and write mean things or try to date somebody and promises things that cannot be happen in physical world. So if you mesh all that and you have a machine or a technology that can make that into reality, that's called a VR. And VR can be something so deep and so emotionally moving that you feel like you are in reality. And some um, scientists have spoken about humans in general. We live in the VR world, and some people kind of detach from that and start fighting back and exposing things. And that's what you see in a lot of conflicts around the world. So, one thing that intrigued me is the quickest and the fastest way all these movies came out in successions, and they all spoke about intelligent machinery and how they eventually will become like us.
There's a new trick for a robot. Congratulations. Respond.
What does this action signify? As you entered, when you looked at the other human, what does it mean?
It's a sign of trust. It's a human thing. You wouldn't understand.
My father tried to teach me human emotions. They are difficult.
You mean you're a designer?
Yes.
So why'd you murder him?
So if you notice that when the actor Will Smith asked about the designer, because the robot indicated that the person that created him was not the designer or the creator, it was his father, which most humans believe that's what it is when it comes to God and religion and all that. So we promise to keep religion out of this, and to be honest with you, we kind of can't because that's what set us back and got us to this point because we always believe that there's a higher power and this and that, and we are playing God right now. We're creating machines and intelligence that actually are better than us and that can eliminate us and make us obsolete. So how come human we're not able to do the same? Maybe the designer or the whoever created us is a lot more intelligence than we are. Just a thought. But you clearly see that this robot is confused. It doesn't understand how um, this police officer is even talking to him this way because he really truly believes he's human.
Want to explain why you were hiding at the crime scene?
I was frightened.
Robots don't feel fear. They don't feel anything. They don't get hungry. They don't sleep.
I do. I have even had dreams.
Human beings have dreams. Even dogs have dreams, but not you. You are just a machine. An imitation of life. Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece?
Can you?
In this clip, we can see a robot, an artificial intelligence that was made exactly to look like us. If they were wearing clothes and a hat, you would not know the difference. But obviously, the producer of this movie decided to actually give it some sort of robotic look. That way, people don't freak out, or for people to freak out and see that and their clothes and makeup and wigs could be a robot walking amongst you today. So in this clip, we can see that the robot is struggling to understand who they are and trying to, you know, see and learn from their surroundings.
Conscious machines, not the history of man. That's the history of gods.
You see, my competitors, they were fixated on sucking it up and monetizing via shopping and social media. They thought that search engines were a map of what people were thinking, but actually they were a map of how people were thinking. Impulse, response, fluid, imperfect, patterned, chaotic.
You've been acting awful tough lately, smoking a lot of cigarettes lately, but inside it's just a little baby. Do you want to be my friend? It's okay
Yes.
to say
You learn
got a
about me,
weak spot.
and I learn
You
nothing about
don't
you.
always have to be
That's not a foundation on which friendships are based.
better to be
So what, you want me to talk about myself?
love for
Yes.
what you're not. You're vulnerable, you're vulnerable. You are not a robot. You're lovable, so lovable. But you're just
Some things I need to show
trouble. Guess what?
And finally, to close out the podcast for this week, um, in this scene, there's humans are obsolete. The only surviving thing is a robot that looks exactly like us, that thinks exactly like us, and that believes with all its emotion that is human. And when whatever intelligence or artificial intelligence, robots, or even biological entities that eventually will come to Earth after we completely got destroyed, they might find these creatures or something that we created to explain to them who we are. Well, clearly these entities could be aliens, could be a hybrid between biological beings and robots, artificial intelligence, and they can download data from just touching somebody or touching a robot. But obviously, they are determining what that person is. And ultimately, what's going to happen is we will all be obsolete as biological products. We are irrelevant in the continuation of the universe. And if people think they are important, if humans think they are important, they need to act now by creating a council on AI relations. The United Nations has to pass resolutions to help us encounter, create rules, laws, and regulations to have some sort of a fail-safe, a button that can be pushed to eliminate our AI. The only way to fight AI is to create an AI that is loyal to humans and can destroy other AIs. Then create a third AI that is the controller of both AIs. So all three of them are independent from each other. Someone might ask, what if they create an alliance between them three? Well, if they do, we are doomed. If they don't, we have a failsafe. But if we don't do anything, we are doomed and don't have a failsafe. So I will take option A, which will probably determine the continuation of this race that we call humans. So please subscribe, share this information, and stay aware, stay awake, and stay classy. And until next time, peace and love.